Back with another 15 or so minutes of daily movement while we're stuck in quarantine to help pass the time. So today we're going to get started. If you have a strap, I would go ahead and grab that. If you don't have a strap, maybe there's something around your house, a rope, a bungee cord, even a belt would be a great option. And we're just going to use this at the beginning for a little bit of stretching to warm up. So today we're going to get into a little bit more movement, focusing on strengthening through the core, and really sort of like core stability and balance. So go ahead and start off by lying on your back. And here we're going to go ahead and wrap that strap, belt, whatever you've got around the ball of your right foot. Reaching that right foot up towards the ceiling. It's okay if it's not up 90 degrees. You can be more at like a 45-degree angle, or you can bend your knee in order to lift up a little bit higher. Grabbing towards the top of the strap with your right hand, we're just going to start to take a couple of deep breaths here, starting to stretch out the back of the hamstrings. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, let it out. Taking another deep breath in. And exhale. One more deep breath in. On the exhale, slowly start to lower your leg towards the right side of the room, opening up that hip towards the inside. Here you want to hold back with a little bit of strength through the shoulder, making sure that you're not just dropping that leg as far as it can go. This should be a really active position here. Taking a deep breath in and exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release. On an inhale, bring that leg back up towards the ceiling. And on an exhale, crossing over your midline, grabbing the strap with your left hand, and starting to get a little bit of a stretch through that outer right hip. Here today, I want to focus on keeping both hips firmly on the ground. So instead of just crossing that leg all the way over, try and just cross it a couple of inches over the midline while still keeping that right hip firmly planted into your mat. As we move through our practice today, we're really going to focus on keeping our hips squared off to the ground as we work up into a warrior three position. And so it'll be good to feel that difference of keeping both of your hips square and straight on with the mat. Taking one more deep breath. And exhale, release. Inhale, right leg comes back up to neutral. Go ahead and bend in that knee. Straighten that right leg out on the mat, and left foot can come up into the strap. Taking hold of that strap with your left hand. Right hand can either be down at your side or on your hip. And taking a deep breath in, stretching out that left hamstring. One more deep breath in. And exhale, release. On an inhale, slowly opening the hip towards the left side of the room. Again, holding back with a little bit of strength, not going to your full end range motion. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. On your next inhale, left foot comes back up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, crossing that left leg over the midline, Again, starting to stretch into that outer part of the left hip. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale. If that left hip has come up off the mat, you've gone too far. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Go ahead and set that strap off to the side. And then bring your knees in towards your chest. Maybe doing a little bit of a rocking motion back and forth. Maybe pulling those knees apart more towards the shoulders. Getting stretched more towards the inside of those hips again. Maybe rolling out the ankles if that feels good. And when you're ready, slowly rocking up and over onto your hands and knees. Here, coming into a neutral tabletop position and moving through a couple of cat-cows. So on an inhale, belly drops, gaze lifts. And exhale, hips drop, belly lifts, gaze comes back towards the feet. Inhale into our cow. And exhale, cat. One more time, inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Coming back to a neutral position. Right foot is going to step back, toes on the mat. And then on an inhale, lifting that leg up parallel towards the mat. Holding here for a deep breath in. And exhale. If you feel stable, on the next inhale, left arm reaches out in front, also parallel to your mat. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale, release. Making sure that back leg is still parallel to the earth, toes should be facing down towards the ground. Taking one more inhale. And exhale, crunch. Knee and elbow meet beneath the chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. Coming out the way we came in, left hand returns to the mat, followed by the right knee. Taking an inhale here. And exhale, release. On your next inhale, left toe step back. And then left leg lifts up parallel to the mat. On your next inhale, right arm reaches forward. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And on the exhale, crunch knee and elbow to chest. Inhale, extend. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, extend. One more time on this side, exhale, crunch. And inhale, extend. Right hand returns to the earth, followed by the left knee. And then here for 2 breaths, pushing back into our child's pose. Forehead can come down to the earth. Taking a deep breath in. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. Next inhale brings us up through our tabletop position. Hands step a couple of inches front of the shoulders. Toes tuck, knees lift up and back into our downward dog. Here in our downward dog, starting to pedal out the legs. Maybe bending into the knees, pushing the ground away from us, feeling that stretch through the shoulders, and eventually finding stillness. Taking one more inhale, and exhale, letting it all go. Next inhale shifts us forward into plank. Holding here for a breath. Making sure our gaze is about 6 inches in front of your fingertips so that your neck is neutral along the length of your spine. Don't want to have the head dropped or lifted up too far. Maintaining a neutral position. On an inhale, weight shifts forward, knees up or down. And exhale, slowly lowering yourself down to the earth. Inhale, pressing up into a baby cobra. And exhale, release. Toes tuck, lifting the hips up either through tabletop or straight to plank, and back to downward dog. Taking a deep breath in, and exhale. One more deep breath in, and exhale. On your next inhale, right leg lifts into three-legged dog. And here I want to have you feel the difference between having your hips squared versus open. So start by having your feet pointing towards the earth, those right toes. And then on an inhale, open that right leg up towards the right side of the room and feel that right leg lift a little bit higher. And then on an exhale, bring those hips back squared to the earth. Toes should be pointing towards the ground. And this is where we want to be. So taking one more inhale, and on the exhale, knees bend to chest, and stepping that right foot between our hands into our lunge. Here, setting up in our lunge, knees should be roughly over ankle, chest is lifted, back heel pressing towards the back of the room, back knee is lifted. Taking an inhale, and exhale. We're going to plant that back foot at about a 45-degree angle and roughly heel-to-heel alignment. And then when you're ready on an inhale, lifting up into Warrior One. So here in Warrior One, hips are roughly facing towards the front of the room. If this is uncomfortable for you for any reason, you can heel toe that front foot a little bit over to the side of your mat, or you can keep your hips more at like a 45-degree angle, which for some bodies just opens up a little bit more of a comfortable space. So whatever works best for you, arms reach up overhead, shoulders down away from the ears. Taking a deep breath in, and exhale. On an inhale, right leg straightens, back foot can come in a couple of inches, and we're going to do a little bit of core work here. So arms can stay lifted overhead or they can come to heart center. And we're going to take a deep breath in, and exhale, we're going to slowly start to hinge over that front foot. Pausing here when chest is parallel to the earth, and then exhale, folding over that right leg. Inhale, we're going to reverse. So arms reach up overhead, pausing parallel to the earth, and lifting back up. We're going to do that 2 more times, taking a deep inhale to prepare, and exhale, hinge at the hips, folding over our right leg. Inhale, reverse to standing, and exhale, fold. This time as we're folded over that right leg, we're going to go ahead and stretch out that hamstring. So pausing here for a couple of breaths, taking a deep breath in, and exhale, release. Taking one more deep breath, and exhale. An inhale brings us back up to standing, coming back into our warrior one, so stance might come a little bit wider again. Front knee is bent, knee is roughly over the ankle, and here we're going to clasp our hands behind our back. On an inhale, reaching down towards the earth, chest lifts, and exhale into humble warrior. So right shoulder comes towards the inside of that right thigh, and if it's available to you, the clasped hands can come up over your head. Making sure that weight is still evenly distributed on your feet, so pushing into that outer edge of the left foot, and remembering to breathe. One more deep inhale, and exhale. On your next inhale, using core strength to lift you back up to standing, and then arms reach back up overhead. So here we have a couple of options. We're going to come into a warrior three. If you know that this is available into your body, we'll just go ahead and shift that weight onto our front foot, and then slowly lift up with control off of that back leg. You can maintain chest lifted and toes just a couple of inches off the earth. If you'd like, that back foot can stay on the mat, or if this feels comfortable to you, go ahead and hinge over that right leg until that back foot is parallel to the earth. Hands can be at heart center, it can be out to the side, they can be down at your sides, or for an added challenge, if you're more stable than me, arms can come up overhead. Making sure you continue to breathe, and making sure that those hips, again, are squared off towards the earth. When you've had enough, go ahead and bend into that right leg, and back leg slowly comes back to the earth, returning to our lunge. On an inhale, right foot steps back to meet the left into plank. Taking a deep breath here, and exhale. On an inhale, weight shifts forward of the hands, lowering all the way down to the mat or into our chaturanga. If you're in chaturanga, elbows are 90 degrees, toes tuck, chest lifts into upward facing dog, and exhale, downward dog. Taking a deep breath in, and exhale, let it all go. One more deep breath in, and exhale, release. On your next inhale, left leg lifts, three-legged dog. Here again, feeling the difference between hips being squared off to the mat versus left leg lifting, hips opening, and then back to square hips. On an inhale, knees bend, left foot steps forward between the hands into our runner's lunge. Taking a deep breath in, and exhale. Back foot plants down on the mat at a 45-degree angle, and on an inhale, lifting up into our warrior one. Taking an inhale, and exhale, release. Making sure you adjust your feet to find the stance that's most comfortable to you. And on an inhale, left leg straightens, back foot comes in a couple of inches. Hands can come to heart center or stay up overhead. And on an inhale, hinging over the hip, pausing here, and exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse to standing, and exhale, hinging at the hips, and forward fold. One more. Core strength brings us up to standing, and exhale, hinging at the hips, and fold. Here, pausing to stretch through the back of that left leg. Taking a deep breath in, and release. Inhale brings us back up to standing. Maybe readjusting that back foot to come back into our warrior one. Making sure shoulders are down away from the ears. And when you're ready, go ahead and clasp your hands behind your back, putting the opposite thumb on top this time, so the way that it feels kind of strange. And on an inhale, chest lifts, palms reach down towards the earth, and exhale, humble warrior. Left shoulder comes to the inside of the left thigh, and maybe those arms reach up overhead. One more inhale, and exhale, release. On your next inhale, using core strength to lift you back up, coming back into our warrior one, and then same options here, moving into our warrior three. So choose the hand position that feels most comfortable to you, and then if you're ready, go ahead and walk that back foot in, transferring your weight onto that left foot, and then slowly with control lifting that back leg off the earth, maybe pausing at more of a 45-degree angle, or if it's comfortable to you, go ahead and lower the chest, parallel to the earth. Right leg is up parallel behind you. Again, make sure toes are facing towards the mat. And then you can play around with your arm position. Always making sure that you're continuing to breathe. When you've had enough, go ahead and slowly, not like that. Go ahead and slowly lower that back foot to the earth, coming into our runner's lunge. And then left foot steps back into plank, and knees can come down to the earth. Here we're going to conclude with a couple of closing postures. So doing a couple more rounds of cat-cow. Inhale, gaze lifts. Exhale, dropping into our cat. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Knees can come wide of the mat. Pushing back into one more child's pose. Taking one more deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale, coming back up through neutral tabletop. We're going to do a quick pigeon pose here. just to be able to get a stretch in through our outer hips. So if you want, you can come in through tabletop position, or you can press back up into downward dog, and then lift your right leg up into three-legged dog, and then swing that right leg through, knee comes towards the right wrist, and then left foot helps scoot that left knee back onto the mat. So again, here in our pigeon pose, our hips stay roughly parallel to the earth, but if you'd like, or if it's more comfortable to you, you can come down onto that right hip. This is sometimes just a little bit more accessible of a stretch. On an inhale, chest lifts, gaze lifts. And then on an exhale, if you'd like, you can slowly start to come down to the earth. Maybe pausing here with elbows and forearms down. Or you can come all the way down, head resting on the mat or on your hands. And we'll just take a couple of restorative breaths here. On each exhale, see if you can't feel the muscles in that outer right hip release just a tiny bit of tension. Moving deeper into the stretch, even if just by millimeters. Take one more deep inhale. And slow exhale. Slowly starting to come out of this stretch. Hands can plant on the mat in front of you. Toes tuck, bringing that knee a little bit closer underneath your hips. And then either bringing that knee back into tabletop or pushing back up into your downward dog. Then, however you choose to get in on the left side, left knee comes forward towards the left wrist, hip opens, left toes are flexed, and then that right foot just walks back. Taking an inhale here to lift up through the chest, and exhale, folding over that left knee. Again, notice here on each exhale, if you focus your attention to the muscles along the outer left hip, if you can feel those just loosening ever so slightly. Taking our last couple of breaths here together. One more deep inhale. And a slow, controlled exhale. Slowly bringing ourselves up out of our pigeon pose. Right toes can tuck under. Walking that right knee back in under the hip. And left knee can come back to meet it. So wanting to close again with that same breath that we used the other day. So coming to the top of our mat, feet about hip width distance apart, bending softly through the knees. Right hand comes to heart, left hand comes to belly, and we'll just take a couple of breaths here to close. So slow 4-part breath in through the nose, pausing at the top, and slow controlled exhale to the count of 8 through the nose. One more just like that. Inhale for 4. Pausing at the top. And exhale for 8. Thank you for moving with me today.